Hey guys, so welcome to my kitchen. The last time some of you would have been here would probably have been about 3 years ago at about 4 AM on a Saturday. But anyways, basically what we're going to be doing is talking you through my prep series, what we're going to be doing, how things are going to run. I'm currently 1 week deep, so certainly haven't been prepping that long, but I'm just going to run you through first things first, what my pre-workout looks like, what my intra-workout's going to look like. Realistically, it's some pretty basic stuff, but I know that people do ask questions about this, so yeah, let me run you through it. So first of all, something that I'll always put in my intro will be EAAs. Now, we should all know this by now, but for those of you that don't, I would not waste your time with BCAAs. They're a complete waste of time. They became really popular in the fitness industry a few years ago, but they don't really have any applicable use in a diet if you're already getting enough protein in it anyway. So you should really weigh these things out, which is kind of what I'm doing, but as you can see, because I don't want to cause any mess, just use a teaspoon because the scoop's just going to cause, oh my God, that's 10 grams perfectly. Yeah, the scoop's just going to cause so much mess. Just use that. If you don't have a funnel, I just find it way easier. This one in particular, I do go for. So this is trained by JP1. The reason I like this one is if you're a nerd like me and you actually bother reading panels and stuff, it's pretty much got quite a high dose of every essential amino acid, which means that it's actually a solid product and it's really not that expensive either. I think it's like 20 or 25 quid for a tub. If you are genuinely looking for an EAA, that's like a really solid one. Now, this HydroFlow by Conte Sports, this is basically just like an electrolyte formula, right? Now, most people who compete seem to be under 6 foot tall just because it suits it. I'm 6'1", 206 pounds. So I need to drink a lot of water. And with drinking a lot of water, you also need to have a lot of salt. A lot of people forget that. They only focus on water and they don't really focus on salt. This is basically salt. This is basically really expensive salt. You don't have to go out and buy this, but if you do have the kind of luxury of you know, just being like, I want my drink to taste really nice as well, then that's pretty much what this is. So again, I'll go for about 10 grams of that. What I'd also usually do is add some creatine into it. There's no particular creatine, just get one hydrate. The reason I'm not adding creatine into this today, and this is another little hack, if you put any of your supplements in hot water, the uptake into your bloodstream will be faster when you're taking things with hot water. I know that's overkill, but if you're having like a coffee or a tea or something first thing in the morning and you just want it to dissolve easy and just smash it back, I literally leave this next to the kettle like that. That's a bit of a habit stack because I can't forget that then. Whenever I have a coffee first thing in the morning, it's there. I literally can't fuck it up. So yeah, and then my pre-workout, you guys don't need to watch me pour that in, but it's MV Pre. I don't actually think, other than Insight Foresight, which is great for people with ADHD because it really, really helps you to concentrate because it has a lot of alpha GPC in it. I don't think as an all-rounder you can actually beat that. So yeah. If you want to be funny, sexy and cool like me, just use a Volvic bottle, guys. You'll buy one of these fancy beakers or whatever you want to call them. It'll cost you like 20 quid. And after about a month of use, if you're putting EAAs and electrolytes and salt and creatine, all that kind of stuff in it, the bottle will just end up tasting and smelling like crap. Whereas if you buy one of these a week, it's like 1 quid or £1.50 from Sainsbury's. Use that bottle. It's a perfect size. And realistically, for most of us who are going to be training hard, if you're training for like an hour and a half, that's like the perfect amount to drink. So just go for Volvic, mate. It's bloody lovely. Lovely. Okay, first YouTube video, we're gonna run this car off the road. They're going 31 and a 40, for fuck's sake. If anyone is watching this and you have a Prius, I fucking hate you. Oh, now you speed up. Okay, so what we're doing today is, we're actually 9 days into prep right now. We're 19 weeks out from my first show ever, which is BNBF South in Leatherhead. And today, we're essentially kicking off the series of what will be the prep series. Now, for those of you that know me, you know I run Coach's Corner, so we've got the business side of stuff, we've got the physique side of stuff, though I'm gonna hazard a guess, I'm probably gonna end up talking about both. If you're watching this right now and you're a PT or a coach, this is gonna be like your wet dream, because I'm just gonna be talking about fucking everything encapsulating coaching. For anyone who doesn't know me, hello, I'm fat and I'm trying to not become fat anymore and then step on stage in a thong and have people tell me if I have nice muscles or not. So that's pretty much what we're starting today. We are training legs today. So we're gonna be kicking off with more kind of assistance work, just because I've got arthritis in my knee and my ankle, which is a pain in the dick, but it is going to be a leg training session. We are doing cardio 4 days a week, but no cardio today. I don't really like doing cardio with legs because I find it just messes you up pretty bad. And then I guess as we're going through the session, I'll just be running you guys through how things are going to be going, what we're doing, what's going on with food, what's going on with training. I actually did a podcast this morning and so much has changed over the last kind of few months, like so fucking much. And I guess I'm hoping that I can, throughout this series, help a lot of people watching this to understand that, because I get this all the time, there isn't really like a perfect time to do a thing. Like, oh, a perfect time to do a YouTube, or a perfect time to build a business, or a perfect time to do a prep. Like, I don't really think it exists. And I think that the last few weeks for me has certainly shown that. So yeah, we're gonna train legs. I'm gonna chat shit, hopefully find something educational. If you laugh once, you have to like the video. That's the rules. And I might get my right testicle out. Get your arm into the both, reverse park and vlog at the same time. You're not reverse parking if you don't put your arm behind the seat. Doesn't count. Oh, he's finessed it. We're at the gym and I'm gonna go inside and collect my medal for doing that first time. Why am I so funny, sexy and cool? There's gonna be a lot of kind of like rhetorical, if you're watching this YouTube, you don't have to reply to that, okay? It's okay. You don't have to say to your mum or to your dad, guys, listen, I'm listening to George and he's asked me a question, I've got to answer it, all right? You don't have to do that. We're gonna go train legs now. You can tell my pre-workout's kicked in. All right, love you, bye. So I've got really bad ankle mobility because of my arthritis. So what I like to do before I train is to essentially practice with a flat foot, driving my knee over my toe, because any knee over toe exercise is obviously going to create a lot of stimulus to the quads, you know, whether you be squatting or leg pressing or split squatting. So one of the kind of go-to exercises I'll do, I'll typically use a box for this, but it's not the end of the world if I don't, is actually just almost kind of adding a little bit of resistance to that movement pattern. Again, you typically go a little bit heavier than this, which we'll do in a moment, but just practicing that. I do find what I used to do for like warming up for legs is I'll be like, oh, I'll just jump on the bike for like 5-10 minutes. And realistically, yes, I'm warming up my quads, but I'm just kind of almost putting blood in the area, but not necessarily focusing on my joints. I'll just kind of do 10 to 15 reps per side here for a few sets. And then we'll go through like a bit of knee mobility, hip mobility, and then get into our actual session. So all I'm doing here, I do this with upper body as well, is we're essentially practicing the movement pattern that we're going to be going through later, which will be squatting. And by sitting this deep into the bottom of the squat, it's almost teaching you how to kind of comfortably sit in this range. We're essentially stretching the knees, stretching the hips. And I just find that just from rocking from side to side, you're kind of going to be stretching out, increasing the mobility and the range in your ankles too. Right, so starting with adductor. I've literally started with adductors on leg days, on pretty much every day, leg day for years. Rationale behind that is you're warming everything that's going to be helping you with your big compound movements. So any leg presses, any squats, anything at all, this is just a fantastic place to start. If you've got bad knees, starting with an adductor, and then a hamstring curl, it's a fantastic way to warm them up. Then after that, we'll move into a hack, and then we'll talk you through the rest of the session. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll do kind of even 3 warm-up sets here, because obviously we're in a compromised position when we're wide, and then we'll take it through from there. Okay, so first of all, what we're gonna do is we're gonna snap our legs in half. Fuck me, okay, nice. So if we think of this in terms of like a lateral raise, right? If you were doing like a crucifix lateral raise and you've got the cuff on your wrist, you're gonna be training more of the length and range because it's got a longer moment arm. If you're cuffing it at like your elbow, you're gonna be training more of the shorter range because it's got a shorter moment arm. Exactly the same with this. If I put my foot here compared to here, that completely changes the resistance profile. Out here, you're in such a compromised position, you're not gonna be able to use as much load. So if you ever have a machine like this, I think it's worth considering like, right, where's my foot placement? If it's out here, you're gonna be far stronger here than you are there. So just something to think about. Hey guys, so what we're going to tend to be doing today is with the isolation movements, so with our hamstring curls, adductor and leg extension, we're going to be going for 3 sets. With our more systemically fatiguing exercises, such as our hip thrusts, such as our hack squats, we're only really going for 2 sets, and even on split squats, we're only going for 1. Rationale behind that is going to take far more out of me systemically than what this will. I'm fixed in position here, all I've got to do is move my knee. If I'm jumping onto a hack, there's a lot more going on there. So 3 sets here, and then 2 sets on the bigger stuff. What we're doing now, guys, is moving on to hamstrings second, right? Now, back when I first started training, I used to always leave this till the last exercise. The reason I do it now is 2 main reasons. Reason number 1, I don't have great knees. And most people who train or bodybuild for long enough will find that their knees start to hurt a little bit. This warms your patellar tendon without putting load directly through it. So it's a great way to start your session. Second reason, how many people do you go, oh my God, look at their hamstrings? You don't say that. You don't say, wow, great hamstrings, because people just don't train their hamstrings hard enough, accurately enough, or prioritize them enough. So A few tips using a line hamstring curl. Tip number one, flex your toes up like this. Really important this. The reason you want to flex your toes up like this is as soon as you point your toes downwards, you're going to want to flex your calf. If you flex them up, your calf cannot contract. The only muscle that can contract is your hamstring. So point your toes upwards, and that's whether that's seated or whether that's lying. Second thing, you almost want to try and feel like you're flaring or flexing your lats into the pad. That's going to keep a nice neutral spine for you. Thirdly, treat your hamstring like it's a bicep curl. If you're on a cable curl, you curl up, you squeeze, you control down. I see a lot of people throw up, throw up, throw up. Don't fucking do that. Treat it like a bicep curl, actually squeeze your hamstring properly, and you'll get a lot more out of this movement. Juicy, mate. We were just talking off camera there about like warm-up sets. Personally, I think everyone should do a warm-up set before every exercise. This is kind of long-winded, but in 2019, 2020, I went from 1 injury to 6 injuries. So I tore my pec, I got tendonitis in my elbow, I tore my patellar tendon, I fucked up my ankle, and I bulged a disc in my spine. My point is, I was going through stuff and I was training that hard that I literally broke my own body. Like I completely destroyed it. And I had to learn the hard way, like how to tweak my training. Like yes, training with intensity, but you know, have like a limiter on that. And now, like with the mobility, with the warm-ups, it just keeps me so much safer. I want to be still training when I'm like 50 years old. I know I've got arthritis here. I know I've got arthritis in my ankle as well. If it means I spend an extra 20 minutes gym, I spend an extra 20 minutes to gym. Because realistically, what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be going home watching Netflix or YouTube or some bollocks. It's worth spending the extra 20 minutes in the gym doing like 2 to 3 warm-up sets just to keep me in here. Bit of a golden rule in the gym, if they have metal plates, use metal plates, because they're at least 10% more anabolic. Put 2 of them together, it's juicy, mate. Oh yeah. Moving on to our squat pattern now. We would typically do a hack squat here, reverse banded, just to take a little bit of tension off the bottom. But they've actually removed the hack squat from here recently. I think they got a new one coming, so pendulum squat will suffice. I've not used this one before. If I've never used the machine before, particularly if I'm going heavy, I'll do 4 warm-up sets if I have to. I'd much rather do far more, build my way up, than just go in blind. If I get antisocial at this point, I don't know what it is, but whenever I'm doing like the big heavy lifts, it's just like. Come on, bro. Whew, come on. Yep. Come on, 2 more. 2 more, bro. Come on. Come on, bro. One more. Come on, 1 more. Fuck you. Wow. So guys, I just wanted to touch on something real quick that I'm having loads of people ask me. So those of you that don't know, Coach's Corner has been running for a year now. And we have a physique side of the coaching, which Kev holds up, and then we've got the business side of the coaching, which I hold up, right? And everyone said to me, oh, George, you know, going into a prep, you're gonna be really busy, you're not gonna be able to grow the business, you're not gonna be able to handle stuff. I personally think, although logic would say yes, maybe on paper that's true, I really do think that it's just a case of prioritizing what you want to prioritize. And if we think about like a massive wheel of your life, we've got like social life, relationships, you know, finance, freedom, work, all these different things. I'm just in a period of time in my life where for the next 19 weeks, I'm absolutely okay and willing to accept the fact that relationship and social-wise things are going to drop a touch because I'm going to be focusing on my training, going to be focused on my food, going to be focused on my business. And I personally have found that I've been way more productive doing that. I'm getting up earlier, I'm jumping on the bike first thing in the morning, I'm doing my cardio. You know, my training sessions realistically take me about 1.5 hours of my day, but it's just choosing your hard. I just find that the willpower and the dedication you need to commit to bodybuilding will literally transfer into every area of your life. You find me a successful bodybuilder that isn't successful in general. They're very hard to come by. This kind of stuff really does breed into everything else that you do. So for me personally, I wouldn't say this will detract from what I'm doing. If anything, I'd say I'd add to it. So we're gonna go on to some split squats now. We've only got 1 set of split squats, just because quite frankly, you know, just from assessing my recovery, if I do 2 big sets of hacks, hip thrust and this in 1 session, I just can't recover from it. Realistically, you'll probably go A few reps at 30, a few reps at 40, pick up the 50s, we'll have a break, and then we'll go into our set. When everyone does one leg or one arm, they go, right, that's rested, I'll go into the next one. I'm gassed out because that was working my central nervous system. So I need a minute, then I'll do the other leg. Taking this home with me. We're gonna do a hip thrust now. Rationale for putting this last. If you're a nerd like me and you read the papers, like you actually read them, effectiveness of a hip thrust anywhere in a session for glute growth is literally superior to everything. I wanna grow my quads primarily, so that's why this is last. But we're just gonna warm our way through and then we'll do 2 heavy sets. Oh, you fucker. I mean, it's okay. Whoa. There's no non-awkward way to do this exercise. So at this point, I like to go, I'm a snag. I'm a slurry little snag. Oh, fuck. Almost died then. Something to note in the gym, guys. If you get a pink pad, it automatically increases your hip thrust by 40 kilos. So what you want to do before the set is just hold it like this and just stare at the weight. And then just stare at your training partner. Just like eye contact vibes. Help me. Oh my God. Cheers, bro. Good session, that. So, just finished training legs at Physique Warehouse. I love this place. If you're ever in the area, definitely hit it up. Very productive session today. 25-minute drive home, so it gives us a little bit of chance for my heart rate to actually drop to resting. Post-workout meal, and then back into all of my tasks for the afternoon. Oh, I just love organs so much. Right, let's go. Sweet. Don't tell me what to do, bitch. I'm joking, we do need to go home. Right. Welcome to my YouTube. Today, we're gonna total my car. Today, there was a few things that was missing that would typically be in the gym. And you know, when you are traveling about, or even if you're training at your own gym, you are gonna encounter moments where they don't necessarily have what you need. So we were looking for a hack squat and they didn't have it. So what we decided to do instead is we still went for a squat pattern, but we just went for a pendulum. So the main difference was that a pendulum is heaviest at the bottom and we almost needed like the opposite. So it is what it is, a squat is a squat. We didn't let it put us off. And all we decided to do was just simply take a few more warm-up sets because it's a movement pattern that I've not done for a long, long period of time. And sometimes you just need that. The other exercise was a hip thrust. The Smith machine was, it's a bit awkward, wasn't it? It's like it's the kind of bottoming out and not quite the range that we needed. So we borderline did a bit more of like a glute bridge, and you'll see that in the video, like a much shorter range of motion. And this is something that you guys can do. If you've ever got a Smith in your gym that bottoms out like high, is put like a step under where your feet would be, and then if you then need to go higher, just simply stack plates up on top of that. It can be a bit of an arse to get into it, but it just allows you like a greater range of motion. And ultimately just understanding the fact that like when you go to the gym, there's sometimes can be like equipment or machinery or whatever that isn't necessarily what you were looking for, but you can always just kind of go in and adjust things. So, you know, where's a will, there's a way. So we got the session done. It was actually a very, very good session in the end. Cool. Sexy. Nice. What we're doing right now, are they letting me go? I think they are. Thanks, bro. I'm currently training to be a toothpaste salesman, and the objective of today's recording, although it may not seem like it, was just simply just to bump my numbers up in terms of toothpaste sales. So what I'm looking to do at the moment is devise a script that I simply just DM to absolutely everyone who follows me and just ask people if they want to buy my toothpaste, in the hopes in that one day somebody will say yes, and then my self-worth as a human being will kind of jump up a few notches, and I'll finally start to gain confidence in myself, because I'll think, thank fuck, like somebody actually wants to buy stuff from me, and somebody does actually love me, because this is certainly something that I've neglected in my life, you know? This is the content. 3 tips to make a better YouTube video. Tip 1, hire someone to do it for you, because you are a Tip 2, make sure that when you record said content, you don't have a plan. Tip 3 is just do the fucking thing. And there's like 1,000,001 reasons not to do it. But at the same time, it's like so many times we have opportunities to do stuff and we don't take it because we just fucking procrastinate on it too much. Or I'll wait till next week. Or I'll wait till I'm happier. Or I'll wait until I've got more energy. Or I'll wait until I've got more money. And you hold off, you hold off, you hold off. And the next thing you know, you're 30 years old, living in a spare bedroom, wanking into a sock every night, wishing that you would have fucking changed your life sooner. Which I know sounds incredibly morbid, but it's the sad reality of a lot of people, because they just don't go after stuff. And I think on that bombshell, that should probably be a good opportunity to wrap up the YouTube. So you would have seen today, leg session, waffling a bit, chatting a bit of shit, talking about general life. This is pretty much what this channel is going to be, so hopefully you do enjoy it. But currently 19 weeks out from my show. No physique updates today because I never pose after legs, but I do after all the other sessions. The next YouTube video that we record will probably be in around about 2-ish weeks time, and then we've got our Marbella fitness retreat, which is going to be fucking sick. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, hit me up there. My @ is obviously just Jules Lewinsky. Chances are you've probably come from that page, and I look forward to providing you guys with some pretty sick content. So yeah, love you, bye. Sick.